Alright, the proposition that we'll be responding to is that the current state of the U.S. patent system is stifling innovation in the technological sector. The advocate supported his proposition with secondary claims of 1, companies accrue a large amount of patents with no real intention of using them. 2, the U.S. TPO often ignores prior art in terms of technology patents. 3, recently the technological sector has erupted into an all-out legal battle. And 4, recent products, especially in the mobile sector, have not changed much over the past year or two. I'll be responding to the advocate's proposition by claiming that the U.S. patent system does not harm production or progress in the technological world. The advocate's first secondary claim was that the companies accrue a large amount of patents with no real intent of using them. Now, the reasoning that he uses became a bit contradicting when he mentioned that a big example of this was the touch capability to unlock phones, when in fact that I know that my friend's iPhone unlocks by sliding it to touch it to slide and unlock it, and so does my LG phone. So 2 separate phones that use the same capability. And the advocate gave examples of big companies that, like Apple, that was a perpetrator of having no intent to use their patents, but no specific evidence was given to support this example. So I would respond to this claim by arguing that companies buy patents with purpose and intent of making a profit off of them. Patently, Apple, which is a website that keeps people up to date with Apple's patent system, discovered that Apple recently acquired 32 new patents or patent applications covering such matters as playlists, music kiosks, finance, fitness, and shopping apps too. Apple is thinking of tying in certain interrelated apps for shoppers that includes one for social networking and one that even extends to virtual costs. Now, this is a clear example of Apple intending to use their patents that they acquired. The advocate's second claim was that the U.S. TPO often ignores prior art in terms of technology patents. Now, I did not hear any specific proof given that the prior art is ignored, and so I would argue that prior art does not apply when companies put small changes on a product. The advocate's third claim was that recently the technological sector has erupted into an all-out legal battle. The reasoning problem with this is that the advocate gives a hypothetical situation that companies try to acquire patents just to burn other companies. And again, the advocate did not give any specific examples of specific legal cases or battles. Now, I would not argue that there are no legal battles going on. There are definitely many cases, but I would respond to the claim by arguing that many companies have still been able to produce and release new products. In March 2010, Apple filed a patent infringement suit against HTC in the U.S. District Court for the District of Delaware, and Apple's suit alleged 20 separate patent infringements relating to the iPhone's user interface, underlying architecture and hardware. All but one of Apple's claims were rejected, ruling for Apple on a single claim relating to data tapping. Similar patent cases were filed both against Apple and by Apple, and multiple companies were still able to release new products during that time, such as the HTC Sensation, the LG Optimus, Motorola Droid X2, and the iPhone 4 with CDMA capabilities. So all of these devices were able to be released by the different companies, even with the legal cases happening. The fourth and final claim made by the advocate was that recent products, especially in the mobile sector, have not changed much over the past year or two. Now, I would respond to this claim by arguing that many new and improved products have come forward and have shown a progression in technology. The advocate mentioned that the tablet innovation has stopped, but as far as I know, the Nokia and Kindle are still hot on the market with new applications being applied. And the reasoning problem with this claim is that not everybody agrees that products have not changed over the past year or two. From Apple describes their iPhone 4S as added a higher resolution camera with 1080p video recording, face detection, Vizio stabilizer, many other features, including the new 64 GB capacity. So in conclusion, I would refute my advocate's proposition by stating that the U.S. patent system does not harm production or progress in the technological world.
All right, all the main and secondary claims are very clearly labeled. On the first point, I think you do a very nice job giving us an example for comparative purposes, and then you've got a good illustration of the cases that Apple has filed that are largely not preventing people from developing things. So contrasting that to the information that the advocate provided, I think could make it a little bit stronger, but you're on the right track there. On the second point, you claim there's a lack of evidence from the advocate's point. Okay, that's a reasonable challenge to make. If you had any information to contrast on it, I think that would strengthen your position a little bit more. The challenge on the hypotheticals on point 3 was perfectly fine, and I thought that you had, again, some good illustrations of those cases that, the Apple lawsuit gets rejected on all of, out of 34 claims, all of them but one gets rejected, and then you've got these examples of other things that are being developed. It's all very easy to follow, and your explanations on them are pretty clear in response to the advocate's position. So I think you're doing an excellent job on that. All right, I think